Doesn't ever do that first. What is going on? Here we go, now he's doing it. Yeah, so the crit hit way harder there. Right, so I don't want to be around that area at all. It's getting down here. Getting down towards here somewhere. Come on then, you ready? Two hits, boom, done. So this is the axe, Pound of Cadavers, and I went for this because it has double attack speed, which is very nice for doing the charged attacks, but I don't think it's essential, but it is nice to have because it does make it a bit quicker. But I'll talk through, there's another axe which I think is a bit better, which is this, got more crit chance on, so I think crit chance and crit damage are better than attack speed after testing, because the difference isn't massive. And when you find a boss, you just want to get one of these off and get out. So, yeah, really good axe, really good hammer. Sorry. So very good for the charged attack. That's what I'm doing with it. Charged attacks, doing this, just dunking on everything. Really fun. In terms of the gear, I've gone for the max focus builds, and you don't use focus. You just go around charging this. You need focus, you channel. Boom, max focus. When you max focus, you get the benefits of 75% boost here, so 35% penetration. What's that for crit chance? 19%, 18% crit chance. Same for the crit damage, etc. Focus gain doesn't matter because I'm going to be max focus. Same with the negative here, doesn't matter, I'm going to be max focus. And then I'll get more armor penetration, so crazy armor penetration already. I'm looking at what 75% on them two is like 70% armor penetration. Crit chance as well, so 20% crit chance there. So we're getting 40% crit chance off these two pretty much, almost. Add that on with this one, which is what I would run, but I need to upgrade it. That's already 74% crit chance. Crazy. Crit damage as well, so that gets boosted. You want a bit of stamina recovery as well, so I've got the agile stamina recovery and the stamina recovery stat on there. Reason for that is because with this, you're going to do attacks, so you don't need to generate stamina by hitting. There's no point. You need to do attacks like that. A couple of attacks if you can. Get out. Just let it recover. So you want a bit of stamina regen. It's the best way to do two-handers. So that is the best way to do it, I think. Don't worry about getting the stamina ring in which gives you stamina back on hit. It's not going to work with this because you don't hit enough. You need stamina regen. Other than that, the poise while charging is really good. So I've got 11 there, so actually that's like 17 poise. And then here it's like, yeah, 17 poise off both these, like 35 bonus poise. So I'm like 50 plus poise on this build. When I'm doing a charge, I'm not going to get staggered very often unless it's a heavy enemy attack. From a big ad doing a heavy move or a boss where, yeah, you can get stunned on those. But everything else, I won't be bothered. I'm going to charge up during it, bang, on your head. So, really good stat to have, and actually would choose that stat if you can get it on. So very nice gear, really. Outside of that, it's your standard stuff. Couple of crit chance, couple of crit damage. So you want crit damage on a couple of here as well. If you can get the crit chance here, then it makes sense to get a couple of crit damage. If you can't get crit chance in your weapon, 3 crit chance is best for gear, I think. But then you definitely want charged attack damage, right? Because that's the charged attack what we're using. So here it goes up to like 28%, something like that. If I'm right, might be wrong. 28%. So 28% boost on the charged attack, really good. The healing gets boosted as well, and again the negative doesn't matter. So pretty simple the gear. Crit damage, crit chance, armor penetration, and then outside of that you just want the poise while charging, and then the charged attack damage. The rest of it you can do what you like, really. You're going to get hit while charging, right? So that I've got all that poise, I'm going to get hit, but I don't want to get staggered. So I've got that side of my gear. I'm never going to get staggered. When they hit me, it's just going to buff me. So if they decide to hit me, great. I get to hit them 20% harder, which is a big damage boost. Then you want to be a bit tanky, so when you do get hit, you don't get one hit, which is nice. And then the speed, I might change this. I might actually change this ring, but I've been running the speed ring. But I could run something like, you know, the glass cannon ring. But this is a bit risky. I could maybe run agility ring, but I don't know, the last ring up to you, I think. You don't use rune attacks with this. You're not going to need that ring either. You can't wear more than 2 of the same ring. So I actually don't know really what else you could run that. That would be good. I mean, overall speed might be best. Because you want to do these attacks, and with this I get move speed, right? So I get 20%, well I actually get 30% move speed after doing it, so I can run out again. So the overall speed is nice if you don't have that, to move a bit quicker out of the way. Other than that, it's pretty simple, you know? Dunk on people's heads, get out. That should be enough to one-hit most enemies. Bosses, you can if they've got 2 stages, you can 2-hit them. Sometimes I think, even if it's a single boss, you can do this 2 or 3 times if you get a crit. The base damage on this hammer is crazy high. I was just working on another axe, which is nowhere near. This axe is its base is nowhere near. It's level 15, 187, and this is 326. Obviously this has been spec'd into, but I was comparing them at the same stats, and the Great Hammer does way more damage than this axe, for whatever reason. So I just think Great Hammers seem very, very strong with the poise break as well. 30 poise break, this has 21. So I was thinking the axe would do more damage, but I mean, it's just better in every way. This does AoE as well. If there's grouped enemies, it will slam everything that's in that little radius. So really fun. If you want to play like a Barbarian, this is the build for you. Stats wise, 260 health is pretty good. If you've got 54% physical resist, you know, you're pretty tanky. And that resist really comes from having all mesh gear. So I've got all mesh gear and the armoring. And then once you get it all to, well, this isn't even 16 yet. So I'll actually go to like 55, 56%. But yeah, you want to be a bit tanky with this, you are going to get hit. And then, yeah, you want to dunk back on the enemy, right? So I've got 100 points in stamina, I might change that. I don't know if I need that much, I'll be honest. But it is nice to have, you know, if you want to get a couple of hits in, dodge roll around. But I've never really had stamina issues when I'm dunking, so it's mainly when you do this attack, which I wouldn't really recommend it too much, doing the normal attacks. They're pretty terrible on two-handers. Really slow, so I just wouldn't recommend them, but that's just my opinion. Even with all this attack speed, this feels slow, so I think devs need to speed up the base animations for two-handers by like 30% minimum. Just give them a base 30% attack speed, because right now they're just so far behind. And I feel like this is one of the only viable ways to build them. You know, rune attacks are good as well, but building up focus with this, can you imagine? I couldn't imagine building up focus with attacks like this on bosses. It's here forever. So I think this is the best way to do it. Cap your focus out, don't put a lot of focus in, and you've got insane buffs on your gear. So these slam attacks are like rune attacks. I'm doing 2k damage a hit. It's ridiculous. So. Absolute beast. Best way to build it right now, I think. Two-handed melee. Other than that, I guess, you know, these stats, like I said, feel free to adjust them a bit, drop a bit of stamina out. I think you need like 85 stamina, something like that. Quick load, I've got it in medium roll, but you could do heavy roll if you wanted, and just be an absolute unit. You know, I could drop 19 points maybe. I don't know how many I could drop and just put it onto damage, you know. But I do think the roll is nice in the movement. If you're going to be in heavy, you definitely want this ring to give you a bit of movement, but heavy roll is a good shout though. You know, you want that maximum hit on this big dunk like that and get out. Heavy roll might be some eye test, to be honest with you. So there we go. There's another thing you could play with, but up to you. Definitely something I'm going to try, I think. But other than that, it's pretty simple. You know, 4 mesh pieces, crit chance, crit damage, charged attacks, poise while charging attacks. Yeah, and make sure you're tanky enough, and you're good to go.